Hey everyone, so today I am going to be talking about all of my favorite skincare products for the entire year. So I'm doing a best of beauty series. I'm going to do a makeup one and a skincare one. This is the skincare portion of my best of beauty 2017. So if you guys want to see everything I was obsessed with throughout the entire year that I just kept repurchasing, then just keep on watching. I wrote everything down. I'm going to go in steps as I would like when I do my skincare routine. So I'm going to start with my cleanser, and my favorite cleanser of the year has by far been the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. I can't even tell you how many I've purchased because I don't know. I go through an entire one about every 2 months. I guess you do the math. I repurchased this many times and I have backups upon backups because I just love it so much. And I'm actually running really low on this one. I had left it here when I moved to New York, and I figured I would appreciate that when I came for Christmas break because it's 6 ounces, so I can't bring it on my carry-on, which is really annoying. I think that they should really up their game with the Glossy Milky Jelly cleansers and make a travel size, but they should also make a really giant version of this. A 16 ounce would be phenomenal because I go through these way too fast. So it's just an all-around amazing cleanser. If you have dry skin, sensitive skin, even oily skin, it removes makeup. It's just so wonderful all around, like just my favorite cleanser of all time. So this cleanser wins for 2017. Okay, next up is thermal water, and the one that I repurchased the most this year was definitely the Caudalie grape water. Bought this already like 3 times. This is a little mini size that I bought for my trip over here. Currently at home in Miami right now, not in New York. I picked this one up since it's only 2.5 ounces. I love this stuff. It's like super moisturizing, and instead of it being just like a regular thermal water, like with like the minerals and stuff, it has the grape water also, so it just adds that extra boost of moisture, and I just love it. So this one is definitely the winner for my thermal waters of the year. I tried so many this year and I just kept wanting to go back to this one, so I think that says a lot. Okay, next up is Essence, and this was definitely another one of those products, or categories rather, that I experimented a lot with this year. It was my first year delving into Essence, and the first one that I tried was the SK2, which is the essence of all essence, really, and this is the most popular one. It's the most well-known one and probably almost the most loved one by absolutely everyone who uses Essence. Yeah, this one wins because I tried like 3 or 4 other essences, and when I went back to this, which was just like last week, I noticed an immediate difference in my skin, and I don't think that I'll go without it again. I know that it is on the pricier side, but to me it's worth it. It lasts almost 6 months, maybe like 3 months, I'm not sure. I can't even remember how long it lasted me the first time I bought it, but I know that it lasted a good amount of time, enough to justify the cost, if that makes any sense. So this is by far my favorite essence of the year, and until something comes along that's better, this is gonna be the one for me. So just had to mention it because it's so good. I've been using, I have like 2 other ones in New York that I just don't think I'm gonna want to use now after picking this up again, which is kind of tragic, but yeah, this is wonderful. Right, so my favorite serum of the year was probably most likely, I mean, I bought this one like a few times because every time I run out of this, I would like freak out. So Glossier Super Pure is definitely my favorite serum for the year. I know that The Ordinary makes a very similar one. It has niacinamide and zinc just like this one, and it's like a fraction of the price. And I went through that one, but it just doesn't do the same thing as this one, and I don't know how to describe the differences well enough to like explain why this is better. It just seems to work better for my skin personally, and it does suck because The Ordinary is so affordable, and I wish that that one was better than this one, or if I liked it better, that would just be amazing, but I just can't get over the Super Pure. I also love the Super Bounce. That's another one that I repurchased a couple of times this year, but by far the one that like I just kept missing the most every time I ran out of it was the Super Pure by Glossier. So this has by far been my favorite serum of 2017. Okay, so moisturizer was pretty easy. It was a pretty easy category because I repurchased repurchased this like 4 times this year. Every time I run out of this, I want to like run to the store and get it. And it's one of those items that's very easy to get because it's available at the drugstore. It's affordable, which is another bonus. And it's just my go-to moisturizer for day and night. And it is the CeraVe PM Moisturizer. I love this stuff because it's super lightweight, yet it's moisturizing enough where if you have dry skin like I do, it still gives you enough moisturization. And it has 3 essential ceramides, niacinamide, and hyaluronic acid. It's oil-free, it's good for sensitive skin, it's fragrance-free of course, and it's just my go-to holy grail moisturizer. This and the Glossier PMR were like head-to-head pretty much, because that's another one that I've repurchased a couple of times that I just love so much. But the only problem with that one is it does have lavender oil in it, which I feel could be potentially sensitizing for the skin. I love lavender and I don't really tend to have a problem with it, but this is just an all-around wonderful moisturizer for like just all of the time. My skin just loves it, so I'd rather not compromise my skin at all with a moisturizer that might sensitize my skin, and I might not even notice that it's sensitizing my skin, if that makes sense. But I will probably continue to purchase the PMR by Glossier, but this wins. This is my favorite moisturizer, holy grail. I just love it, and it's affordable, so it's just all around the best. Okay, so my favorite facial oil for 2017 was definitely The Ordinary's Rosehip seed oil. This is actually the squalane oil, which I purchased like a week and a half ago. They have a pop-up here in Miami in the Design District, and I picked this one up because I wanted to try the squalane, and I have my rosehip seed oil in New York. I didn't bring it with me, but since I have this guy, I could show you exactly what the rosehip seed oil looks like. It comes in the same dropper, everything is the same, but I still think that I like the rosehip seed oil a little bit more than this. I don't know yet though. I mean, I've been using this only like every other night, and I can't tell which one I like more yet, but definitely the one that I used the most the entire year was the rosehip seed oil. And I also love it because it's like a dry oil, so it doesn't make your skin feel oily. It sinks in and it just moisturizes really well. This was definitely my most used retinol of the year, and this is the Alastin Skincare Renewal Retinol 0.5. It's only an ounce, and I've had it for almost the entire year, which is amazing. I mean, I feel like I'm about to run out of this, which is super devastating, but a little bit does go a long way with this stuff. I picked this up at my dermatology office like months ago, way before I moved to New York, and it's the most unique retinol that I've ever used because it's also moisturizing and it doesn't make me peel like the retinoids that you get over the counter. This is like a really unique one. I also picked up the Retinol 0.5 with squalane by The Ordinary in hopes that when I do run out of this, that will replace this one. Since it does have the squalane oil, I'm hoping that it'll have that like moisturization that this one has. I don't know what's in this that makes it that way, but it's phenomenal and I'm just obsessed with it. I was never able to use a 0.5 retinol prior to this one. I always had to use the 0.025, so that's also something to note. I'm pretty sure you could get this online, maybe like on dermstore.com or the Alastin Skincare website, but again, an amazing retinol. All right, so now onto masks. My favorite exfoliating mask, which is like an exfoliating treatment mask, something that you leave on your skin for like 10 to 20 minutes and you rinse off and you don't leave on overnight like you would a retinol. My favorite definitely was the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Baby Facial, which has 25% AHA and 2% BHA. This stuff is super intense, but so worth it. I couldn't recommend it more. This is definitely something that I think everyone should have in their skincare arsenal. I use it like once every 2 weeks, and I'm currently experimenting with The Ordinary's AHA BHA peeling solution, which didn't work for me the first time I tried it. It felt like it was burning my skin. This never happened with the Drunk Elephant one, but I did use The Ordinary's just a couple of days ago and I didn't have that reaction the way that I did the first time. So I think it was probably because I was getting peels like on a monthly basis back then, and maybe it was just too much for my skin at the time, but I think now my skin can handle it since I haven't been getting facials, just doing at-home skincare on my own to save money. This has definitely been a lifesaver, and I think that the Ordinaries might become like one of those holy grail items if it keeps working for me, and plus it's like way cheaper than the Drunk Elephant one. So considering that this one is the one that's worked for me all year, I had to mention this one. It's phenomenal. If you're looking for a good exfoliating mask, this is definitely the way to go. Like, it's just amazing. As for my favorite mask of the year, definitely the one that I use the most is the Kiehl's. Definitely the one that I used the most this year was the Kiehl's Turmeric and Cranberry Seed Energizing Radiance Mask. I love this stuff. It kind of dries down like a clay mask would, but it doesn't leave your skin dried out, and it just makes it brighter, and the cranberry seeds kind of gently exfoliate the skin when you're rinsing it off, and it just feels amazing. It smells so good, and I just can't get enough of this mask. It's definitely one of my top 5 favorite masks, which I have a video of, but it's my most used mask of 2017 for sure. So just had to mention it. Bomb. Okay, so as for eye cream, I kind of fell off the eye cream train for a bit. When I moved to New York, I was like struggling to find an eye cream that worked for me in the summer, and the Shiseido one was just way too heavy. And my caveat with that particular eye cream is the fact that it never sinks into the skin. It just sits on top of it, and it definitely is super moisturizing, and it is very effective, but it's just way too dense and intense. I think that it's a great eye cream for more mature skin types, but I will continue to use it. Other than that, I really struggled to find an eye cream that I would consistently use throughout the year. And just this month, of course, I mean, so this is kind of like a cheat, but I discovered the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado, and this has become the best eye cream I've ever used ever. So it's not only moisturizing, it wears perfectly well underneath makeup, so it doesn't like smudge around, and it kind of turns into like this watery consistency underneath the eye, and it's just hydrating. It's everything I ever wanted in an eye cream. And it comes with 0.5 ounces, and a little bit goes such a long way that this is gonna last me a really long time. So yeah, I couldn't say more good things about this, to be honest with you. It's just a phenomenal eye cream. I also picked up the Ole Henriksen, I don't know how to pronounce that, Ole Henriksen. I picked up the Banana Bright eye cream, and they're freakishly similar, these two. These two are so similar to each other in texture. They both offer the same like moisturization, and they wear well under makeup, and they don't make my eyes puffy, which a lot of eye creams actually make my eyes puffy, which is like so strange. But these are just amazing, and I know I just got them, but I had to mention them because these are the eye creams these are the only ones I can mention. So yeah, this one is amazing, and so far this one is amazing too. Okay, so as for SPF, Glossier's Invisible Shield was definitely doing it for me for a bit, but nothing seems to take the place of the Elta MD sunscreen. I actually peeled off the sticker for this Elta MD sunscreen because it was just kind of irritating me. I don't like the packaging, or well, imagery rather, the sticker. It's just really not aesthetically pleasing, so I peeled it off, and this is actually the tinted version of the Elta MD sunscreen. I just ran out of the clear one, which is the one that I always get. And this is definitely way too dark for me, but it kind of gives my skin a little bit of a glow. But I much prefer the clear one, the transparent one or whatever. With all that being said, Elta MD sunscreen is by far my favorite. It has niacinamide, it's moisturizing, it sinks into the skin really nice, it gives the skin a glow, and it obviously protects the skin. So, I mean, what more can you ask for in a sunscreen? It's just my favorite, and I'll continue to repurchase it. I mean, I get one once every 2 months, just like the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. I go through this sunscreen like at the same rate. It doesn't come with a lot of product, but it's totally worth it. So Favorite body moisturizer. I mean, since we're doing skincare, I don't want to just talk about the face stuff. My favorite body moisturizer was probably the Diptyque Fresh Lotion for the body. This one right here. I'm nearly out of it. I did leave this here when I moved to New York, and when I came back I just questioned everything because I did not understand why I would leave this behind. It's so amazing, it smells so good, and it's so moisturizing. So it's definitely like very luxe body lotion, not something I use all the time, but yeah, I love this stuff. Favorite hand cream was definitely the Byredo hand creams. I first got La Tulipe, and then I got Blanche, and now I have Gypsy Water. Again, they're just extremely moisturizing, and they make my hands feel like baby soft. I just can't get enough of them. And they actually last a pretty decent amount of time, since a little bit goes such a long way with this stuff, so I do think it's worth it, personally. Plus, they smell phenomenal because it's Byredo. My last skincare favorite is makeup wipes. So this was definitely another one of those categories that I tried a bunch of different ones throughout the year. I was trying to find like my holy grail makeup wipes, and I found them. These are the Simple Sensitive Skin Micellar Makeup Removing Wipes. I have gone through countless packets of these. I just keep repurchasing them time and time again. I'm just so obsessed with them. They're fragrance free, they're super gentle, they have that micellar component to them, so they're like even better than your average makeup wipe at removing makeup. They also leave my skin kind of hydrated. So I've even like on really lazy nights when I just am not in the mood to do anything, I'll use one of these all over my eyes to remove my eye makeup instead of like using my cleanser. And I've even gone so far as to use this all over my face. But I always end up going in with like my face wash and doing my skincare routine because I just can't do it anymore, you know what I mean? Like I just can't phone it in like that. But anyway, these are, in my opinion, the best makeup wipes on the market right now. These are definitely my favorites of the entire year. So the Simple Micellar Water Wipes win for 2017. All right guys, so that is it for my Best of Beauty Skincare edition of 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would make me so happy if you subscribed. I will also put all of my social media handles somewhere over here for you guys. And that is pretty much it. I will be back really soon with the makeup addition to this video, so stay tuned for that. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.
Can't get enough of you, babe. Bottles open up so you can try and open up for me.